Hey, Bjorn Strongndarm here, and it is RIMWORLD Alpha 17 right here. We have been waiting for this. It is a new update with a whole bunch of new features and a whole bunch of new rebalancing systems. And we are going to start a brand new colony. We're going to do the crash landed scenario. And I'm going to go with Randy Random because I do like his style. I do have a Cassandra Extreme A16 playthrough going through. That will continue, although it may update less frequently now because it's really hard for me to keep 2 daily RimWorld series going, especially on different builds, but I will keep doing that. But I'm going to actually crank it down, I think, to rough. Tynan Sylvester, the developer, has said basically with all the rebalancing in this alpha, kind of all the difficulties are kind of up a notch. So if I was going to go intense, which I probably would have normally gone, like rough is like the new intense. So I'm going to go with that, I think. And also because I would like a little bit more of a relaxed playthrough. I want to be able to really learn like the new mechanics and the new strategies that we need to kind of succeed in Alpha 17. But also I have some kind of different things I want to do, like just with building this time around. So I don't really want like a raid every day. It's going to just get in the way of some of the things I'm hoping to do in this playthrough. I am going to go ahead and go on permadeath mode because apparently some people really care about that. I didn't realize that was important to some people, but it is. So we'll do that as well. And we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and do a 100% seed, or, world here. It's going to take a little while to build. So once this thing pops up, I will come back to you and we'll find a place to go. All right, here's the world. I like it, actually. I like it a lot the way this thing looks. Now, one thing to keep in mind is in this new the new build here, the seasons are reversed, like down low and up high. So here, like so it says like April, May through September. So April, May is like the April, May time. And that'll be spring up here, but that'll be actually down here. That will be the opposite of spring, we fall. So, and it's not gonna be a big difference. I don't know if we land down here, if we'll be landing in fall instead of spring. That would make it more difficult. But you'll notice there are rivers and roads. And mostly what I am looking for, I want a spot that has, like this might be okay, at least small hills, maybe large hills, no bigger than that, that has a river and a road both. And also, I'd kind of like it to have trees. So this would be, no, that's flat. It's real close, but not quite. I think the roads tend to not be in the hills, which makes it what I'm looking for a little bit trickier to find. But I will, I'll scour the map for a bit and then get back to you when I find what I'm looking for. All right, I think I found the spot that I want. It's right here. It's small hills, stone road, and huge river all right here. It's got a 30-day growing season. It gets pretty cold in the winter, so we'll have to make sure we get really prepared for a winter, but I think that is okay. And it's, yeah, so it's in the northern hemisphere, getting, closer to the North Pole than the equator, I think. Which, anyway, but yeah, it looks pretty good. So we're going to go with this. And now I'm going to roll for some colonists as well. And then I will meet you back on the ground when I have some ones I think will work well for what I want to do. The 3 of you awake in your crypto-sleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pod before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on this unknown RimWorld. As pieces of the shredded starship fall around you, you start making plans to survive. Here we are. Oh, I love this place. All right, let's see who we got. Now, what I've done, as you might know if you've watched any of my series before, I like to have viewers in the colony as colonists. But so if you want to be in the colony, leave your name and your gender, if you have a preferred gender, in the description. And if you don't care which way it goes, then say that as well. But what I've done here is the 3 people we've got are people who've asked like way back from my very first Alpha 16. And I have a kind of random drawing system going on, and they've just never been drawn. There are 2 more people like that, and they'll be like first priority for the male names. And then after that, we'll go back to the drawing system. Also, if you're currently in my Alpha 16, then like my Cassandra Extreme, then maybe not this one as well. So we know like more people have more opportunities. That series will keep going. I'll talk more about that in that series, what's going to happen with it now that 17 is out. But enough about that. Let's meet the people themselves. So Waldo Yugi Buckley was a medieval slave. He grew up pulling carts and digging holes on a medieval world. Simple manual labor is his oldest companion, along with the master's lash. He didn't learn to read until age 9. But then he became a geologist despite having no training as a child. He worked with miners and cave diggers, identifying rock types and natural formations. During his years as underground, he also gained experience repairing drilling machines and other technical equipment. And so that makes him really good at mining, and he's really good at growing. He's going to be like our grower and our miner for sure. He's got a green thumb. He's neurotic, which means he learns stuff faster. And I think he learns it faster. Well, he definitely works faster, but he's more likely to have a break. But he's industrious, so he's going to work really, really fast. So he's a great person to have. Yuki, welcome to the colony. Daniel Colucci, as a child, he was a wolf pack member. He's discarded by his family. He was raised by wolves. He ran, hunted, and defended his pack. Wow. So he learned to fight officially by tooth and claw. So he's going to be our brawler, I think. He also learned brutally effective primal hunting strategies. So would he be a good hunter then? He's not good at shooting, though. And then captured a feral child, he was forced into the ways of modern society. He quickly adapted and became a behavioral researcher, eventually owning a private facility. He specialized in canines, but learned a great deal about all animals. He never had interest in plants, however. He's lazy, but he's too smart, so he'll level up real fast. And he's a psychopath, which I guess maybe being raised by Wolfpack members, that makes sense. The suffering of others doesn't bother him at all. He doesn't care about butchered, left him buried, imprisoned, sold to slavery. But he also has no mood boost from socializing, so it's a downside to it as well. But he'll be our researcher for sure. He's also a really good doctor, which is good, and he'll be our brawler. So Yugi, we'll have you grab the plasteel knife. And then Martin, he's going to be our shooter. He was a toxic child. He grew up on an industrial planet. He started working in a chemical plant at the age of 6. Years of exposure to industry toxins left him mentally scarred. So that, I don't know what that does exactly. With farm under constant threat from brigands, he became a farmer, I guess. He learned to defend himself with his father's rifle, also mastered how to construct walls to keep livestock in and predators out. So he's our constructor. There's tons of stuff he can't do, but he's a hard worker and pretty. So he'll be like our constructor and our crafter. So good. Welcome, Yugi, Daniel, and Martin to the colony. Let's see, I guess Yugi then will grab the pistol. Now, let's have a look at what we've got here. This is actually really nice having, this is all, oh, that's all shallow moving waters. So, okay, it wasn't what I thought it was. So we want to have like a defensible area. It'll be tricky because we do have the river and there's a road running through it. Now, I'm not going to plan things out in great detail right now. What I'm going to do is just kind of start out with like a little starter area that maybe we can defend and get working. Let's start getting some stuff moved while I talk about my plans. So a stockpile right in here. We can build a roof right over top of it. And that way, these guys start getting stuff moved. And let's see, Martin, you're the one, let's look at our work stuff here. Oh, we only have one firefighter. That could be a bad thing. Everyone can haul. How did I miss that? I thought not everyone could haul. All right, everyone's going to haul. Everyone can flick. I don't know why not everyone is set to that. Looks like Yugi will be our warden. I'm kind of happy with the present setup, I guess. we also want to find a place to start growing right away. I don't know if there's any fertile soil close by, so we'll just get kind of regular soil. Maybe just right here for now to get this started. A region like maybe like that for some rice. You guys go ahead and get working. Go ahead and get going on getting stuff moved and sorted out. We need some colonist beds. I'll get that. Now you'll see that heel root now grows wild, so we can harvest it. Also, there'll be berries we can harvest. So there's lots of things we can be doing kind of just on what's kind of around here. But while they're getting started, I want to talk about my my plans, I guess. What I'd like to do in this playthrough, actually, because usually what I build is like a compound. And one of the reasons I wanted to go for a rough start instead of intense or extreme is I wanted to do a little bit different than that this time. I'd like to actually, since we have this river and we have this road and things, I thought it'd be really cool if you made like a medieval village. So we'll have it like everybody will have their own little house. That'll have its own little, eventually when we're all done, its own little refrigerator and all that sort of stuff. So we'll start out with kind of a compoundy area, you know, around in here. But that will be like a kind of temporary, you know, first year sort of thing. And it'll eventually become the town center. So I'm not going to start right away, I think, with, I'm going to start right away with planning things out. But we'll have the town center kind of right around here. We'll eventually have kind of walls that go around. I think they're not quite fully ready, but I'm going to use a mod, which lets you make bridges. So I'll be able to do some things with the bridges and stuff like that that way as well. Now, we should probably start by making some bedrooms right away. So a good spot, let's see. We'll have some growing down here, kind of right in the beginning. Actually, before that, it might be smart just to make a spot for a dining room. Now, one thing we should also be careful about is that here in Alpha 17, we will have wood floors can burn now. They're no longer going to be good kind of stops for that. So we'll want to be careful about that. Okay, we'll have this kind of first area built up. Let's build another one right next to it. Again, for this kind of town center-y area. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, sorry, I thought I was doing doors. So, okay, yeah, go ahead and get that done. So let's start out making this kind of a production area. So we'll put in a simple research bench and a stone cutter's table for starters. And just for right now, instead of making a whole big kind of stockpile zone, let's just come in and make a couple of stone chunk ones that are of critical priority. And we'll paste these settings over to here. So we can get, you notice the chunks have a different look to them now too. But yeah, we'll get those moved like when it's appropriate. People are sleeping outdoors in the rain. It's our very first night on a brand new place. I think that's probably not something we should be too bothered by. It's gonna cut into that. That's fine. Let's also make some bedrooms. And how's the best way to do this? Let's see. Probably by not having the door right there. All right, I'll fix that. We'll deconstruct that door. Come down like this. Yeah, it's gonna be. All right, all of this I want to redo it a little bit. So come down like that. Now I want to cancel all of this. Already making mistakes. That's how you can tell it's a Bjorn Strongndarm production. Making mistakes. So let's see. Yeah, let's also go ahead and we'll get these chopped down. And might not be a bit now. Okay, good. So good. We're getting a little complex built up here. I do want, as soon as that's done, I want to build in for getting some bricks up or blocks up. Now, all this is going to be really, really burnable except for this sandstone wall here. There's not a lot of stuff to deconstruct. We're kind of okay for the food. We're going to want to get a freezer in here soon. This will be the dining room, so maybe the freezer will go right up here. But I do really, really want to get... Wait, why is constructing not being done? And why is Yugi just wandering? You don't have any materials to be working with. Yugi, what else do you do besides... Not... Yeah. Wait a minute. You could be constructing. Put you on a 4 for constructing. There you go. And also, everybody should be, well, should be on, like, able to cut plants, too. Just building walls, everybody should be able to do that. Oh, crap. Another screw up. Anyway, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So a smaller room over there. That can be, like, for if we get any aesthetics or whatever. Or just someone can just deal with it. So yeah, we'll get that done. So we have this flagstone walk. Now you don't get any stone out of tearing that up, out of flagstone. It gets installed faster, but yeah, you don't get anything from it. So that's a good thing. That's fine. Like to get that done so we can get the bill in. Research, we'll go ahead. I think actually I'm going to start with a passive cooler right off the bat because the heat waves, if they come here in the summer, it can be intense. I don't have any power up, but I think actually just passive coolers are a much more effective way to deal with heat waves than having a cooler in anyway. So there's that. So it's gonna be a low priority for chunks. People are moving again. Let's go ahead and get some beds set in as well. So you guys can work on that. People are gonna sleep overnight. We'll let them sleep and we'll come back to them when the morning comes. All right, the sun is rising and Yugi and Daniel are both a little bit unhappy. And we need defenses, that's true. Well, for now, what I'm going to do for defenses, it's going to be pretty weak sauce, but it's something just to get started is I'm just going to put in some of this kind of stuff. Not there. Kind of out in the open a little bit. Like that, kind of up here. Like that, and then there's a lot of trees over here. I'd rather not have anyone coming from this direction. If they do, I think I'd rather kind of fall back to around here. But maybe then what I need is just kind of a line right like that. So, actually, no, I don't want that. I want to do it. These are super just kind of makeshifty ways of doing this. What I'll do is instead, I'll make like a little, like this. So it's not great. It's not really going to do a whole lot of anything for us except just be a thing that happens, you know, but anyway, it is what it is. So chopping down trees, getting stuff moved. This is in, so we can definitely have a build now to make any stone blocks forever. This is definitely a drop on the floor kind of a bill. And once this is done, I think we can start... Well, maybe I'll wait. Yeah, so Yugi, good. Yugi is now grinding away at He's not growing, so he's grinding away at the crafting. Yeah, once I get enough blocks kind of sorted out, I think I'm gonna want to build a freezer with the blocks. Yugi's a little unhappy still. So the freezer, I think we'll put it up here, and this will be like the dining room. So what? Oh, and for some reason, this stuff is not getting built by anyone. So Yugi's doing the stone blocks, harvesting oak tree. Oh, and it's because Martin is doing the building. So good. So you get that built. My thought is like, when everything is said and done, and we have like much more the kind of town I want to build, we'll turn this into like a big town center area. It'll be a big kind of communal spot. And then there'll be little individual like living spaces kind of scattered all around. I think I kind of said that already. So I'm not going to do the planning now. I'm going to think about it. And then like between this episode and the next one, I'll come back and put in some just general plans so you can see kind of how I'm thinking about things. Anyway, that's not here or there. It's nighttime now. All right. Martin's awake. And let's... we should give our faction a name. What should our faction be called? And we'll be here a while. I really don't want a name like Tree. Let's call this... the river doesn't have a name, I don't think. So whatever we call it will just have to be based on... Well, I'm going to build a bridge here eventually. Let's call this Bjorn's Bridge. I don't want my name in it, to be really honest. Let's see. There's an animal right over here. I think it's a buck. So we'll call this Buck Bridge. I like that. Buck Bridge. And what's our faction going to be called? I hate this giving of names, and I can't come back and change it later. That's the worst part. Let's call ourselves the Crashed, because we crashed. All right, the Crashed here at Buck Bridge, and the bridge, it'll go, I don't know, around here or something like that. Actually, maybe this, we can think, maybe this is Buck Bridge right here, old bridge over the large river. So that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Now we've got 100. We've got actually stuff's not really getting moved, but we do have 100 plus stone blocks. So let's. How's it? What's the breakdown here? We'll start with marble. Let's come and make a refrigerator type area. We'll make it up here, like this. I'm gonna use wooden doors for it. And I'm gonna put the doors here and here, because it's gonna be a it's gonna be like an airlock type thing. I'm also gonna put a wooden door. One here and one here. These will go off eventually into the kitchen and the butchering table. And then I'm going to leave a spot right there for the cooler. There we go. And that means maybe some power up here. I haven't really looked around, actually, at what there is for steam geysers. There's one there. It says, oh, they're all way down here, as well as some food that we can grab, so that's good. So that's a little unfortunate on the power front, but that might not be bad. We could just have like the area down here, we could wall it off and have it be like a little power station or something like that. Okay, good. All right, hauling is getting done now. Everybody is nice and busy. Okay, growing of 10, so we can also, and we should, growing takes a lot longer now, is one of the things about Alpha 16. or alpha 17, I mean. Got used to saying that. So let's come over here and make one spot here for, actually, yeah, I guess. We'll make one spot here for heal roots. Eventually what I'm going to want to do with the growing areas is make them kind of like indoors. So like make like little greenhouses, and that's going to require making the sun lamps. Now the sun lamp, wait. Yeah, the sun lamps work differently now. They huge amount of power, but they automatically turn themselves off at night, which is cool. So we can actually use like batteries with them, and then won't drain our batteries when we don't need them. So I'm thinking like up here, this is all rich soil. So probably up here we're gonna eventually want this to all be kind of our kind of growing area. Now summer has arrived. We do need to be getting prepared for winter. So that's what's going on here. Let people asleep, and we'll come back to them in the morning and work with them then. All right, back up and running, and let's grab some beds. Now, I think this one here can be like a hospital bed once it's made. But that's, again, so priorities we'll worry about for later. This is just kind of getting started, which also I'm thinking, I should have probably done this already, but we should put in another growing zone with, let's go way out to here, and make this be cotton. If we can get a harvest of cotton, we can have our crafters also make some toques to help us kind of get through the winter. The winter, I think, is going to be brutal. We got to make sure we're well stocked up for it. We're low on food even right now. We have visitors with a few items to trade. Let's see what kind of items. Who, again, is our person who's good at social? Daniel. That's right, the psychopath. Maybe he can use his psychopathic powers to get us a good deal with these guys. So come trade with Erison, or however you say that person's name. So I could buy their survival meals. That's really expensive for components. That's actually a really good price on the medicine, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to definitely buy their medicine. A Yorkie skin parka, I like the idea, but I don't like the price. That's a little bit more than I'm currently able to afford. Can you just haul that medicine also real quick? Just to, yeah, get it out of the way. All right, Yugi, Daniel, Martin, you are building. Okay, good. That's what I like to see. Oh crap! I did not want it. This is like misclick central here. Well, let's go ahead and also get our power up and running. At least the power for this, at least I think we'll do it. How do the shadows go? If I'm in the back, we don't have any shadows. And then what I want to do is put a battery actually inside here. And I guess I'll have to put some power to the battery as well. But that... Okay, that should power that up. The whole grid should connect to this, and then we're going to have a cooler. And then we can start... putting our food stuff in here. Our meals, our raw food. We can put in animal-like corpses, but not rotten ones. And we also should put in our herbal medicine. Keep it all nice and frozen. Okay, so that's going to be... Alright, so here we go. Getting started. On the way. And people are sleeping again. So another night's sleep. All right, people waking up again. The rice here is around 70% grown, which I like a lot. It means we're going to eat pretty soon, but we are a little bit worried for food. So let's get some hauling done. Or hunting done, I mean. We'll hunt the turkey. I actually think we have something to do really with animals. Is that right? Yeah. Daniel is great. I actually want to try to tame the alpaca. If we get it tamed, then it's both a source of wool, which is really good, and of milk, and we can use it like for moving around and you know, caravanning and stuff like that. Now here's another alpaca. Let's get him tamed as well. Wild boar, a lot of them. We definitely hunt them. Good eating on them. And oh, and these meals. There's only 3 of them, but since we are low, maybe Daniel could come move those for us. And I probably should be lifting up, harvesting up this wild heel root that's sitting all around too. Good. Oh, and some berries. Good supplies of food over there we can get. I'll leave those berries for now. We can kind of grab them maybe a little bit later if we're getting desperate, which it looks like maybe we are. We're gonna also... We definitely have enough. Is it that... Did I just send our constructor off hunting? No. Well, yeah, I did. Yugi is... Alright, Yugi, while he's doing the hunting, you're gonna have to come and construct for a bit so that we get this done and up and running. Let's also go ahead and put in a electric stove right here, and with some power for that. So that should be enough. And then we can start in a butcher's table. And I like to keep my butcher's spot... Oh, it's electric, so we want to make sure we get some roof. I mean, there'll be a roof over it eventually anyway, but get this kind of over right away so it doesn't go zzzt in the next rainstorm. And then let's go ahead and get a not tailor, what am I doing? A butcher table in as well. Right there. All right. Now, looks like people are going back to bed, and this I think is gonna have to be it for me today. I'm kind of out of time, but this is a nice start on a place. We're in Juggist. We're gonna lose pretty soon. We're gonna lose our growing. We might not be able to get this stuff harvested in time, which is unfortunate. Just going to shorten this season. So hunting, we're going to have to worry about. Food might be an issue for us. We're going to have to get that kind of up and running. But that really is all the time that I have for today. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.